Good evening, everyone. T-Speak at 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So, guys, we got a lot to cover. Well, not a ton to cover, but yeah, that's me, all right. So, if you guys want to know what I look like, that's basically to a T what I look like, except in cartoon form. So, what we need to cover real quick, I want to do XRP, XLM, and DGB before I go to bed. If you guys are interested in watching episode 5 of the overnight radio show at 3:42 a.m., it's already loaded up, but you gotta wait till 3:42 a.m. We go over very briefly in the beginning of what's going on in the gold and silver markets and why we had a sudden pullback. If you want to know, you can watch that overnight at 3:42 a.m. But the most important part is if you're interested in the wick-off distribution, I start covering that for a good 10 to 12, maybe even 15 minutes. And then we end at a very nice spot with wick-off the schematics. And if there's enough people who watch that, I'll continue a part 2 going into not Thursday at 3:42 a.m. But on Friday we'll have part 2 at 3:42 a.m. So I hope you guys enjoy the wick-off distribution tonight on the overnight radio show. It is episode 5. So I much appreciate you guys check it out and, learn something. So, as you can see, most of crypto's up 2 to 3%. Just like we were talking about. We could get this bounce off of these levels, but it's not going to be a huge bounce. Unless we get some volume in, but let me go to XRP. We'll go to the 1 minute though, but guys, even in the 1 hour, we're building a formation that's just, it's not good, because even if we come off of here, we're not getting any volume, and we're just going to come up to this 88-cent line, and it's going to just end. There's no volume, and then likely XRP is just going to come right back down. If it was me, the highest you're probably going to hope for right now with the volume that's coming in is about 88 to 90 cents. So if you're still holding it, I would hold it right now, obviously, to see if we can come up. But it's not... To me, it's not looking great. Average volume, 828,000 down here. We get up here and we're decreasing already. So that's a bearish tendency built within this pattern. So that's basically what I'm looking at with XRP. Obviously we'll continue to cover this as it progresses. If there's something to cover, I may do one more video tonight still. So, this may not necessarily be my last video. If I'm up at 1 o'clock, I usually like to put a video out. And since I'm doing the overnight radio show recordings around 9:30 p.m. now, instead of doing it at 1 a.m., it's giving me a lot more flexibility. So, again, if you want to know about the wick-off distribution, the overnight radio show, episode 5 tonight at 3:42 a.m., which is already premiering, but you can't watch it until 3:42 a.m. There is no getting it early as a member of Tom's Army. This is specifically my radio show, and I want everybody alike to watch it at the same time. So, let's go to XLM before I leave, and then we'll do DGB. I've already drawn this out for XLM. This is what I think can happen with XLM. Obviously, the 34.2 is the high side, but I think if we're going to come off this W and go sideways and up, I think we can go a little bit higher than that. Obviously, I'm saying 33 is pretty conservative, but I think we can get up to that 34.2. That's why I drew it, and then we're going to come down. So, I think that's what can happen, but if we're being more, if I draw this part out farther and we did the W sideways, then we probably have to go up to the head, and then we come down. That's all. So, with XLM, I'd be looking at, can we hold the 31.5 level? If we can't hold the 31.5 level or make a sudden push over 34.2, we're just going to go back down farther and seek out 30 cents. We could even seek out 30 cents right now. The other alternative would be like that, and then we could bounce up and down. But ultimately, we're going to be going below that 30 cents and then much farther. So in the next couple weeks and month to come, it's going to be ugly. So, and then let's do DGB before we get out of here. So DGB, it's the same stuff, guys. We've got this bottom part, and let me lower this. We've got the bottom support levels down here at 5.2. This would be low. If we break this, there's no reason to, if you're holding it right now, if it gets down there, that's your last chance to get out before we go back to 4.8. And then much worse. So right now what I think is happening with DGB is we're going to make a little pattern. We're going to end up coming up here and somehow just come up here. we'll create, you know, we can go sideways and do whatever we want to do, but eventually it's going to come back down. And I think 5.7's a great area that could be the push, but it's not worth it to be in here. It could even go up to 6.2, but I highly doubt it. But eventually we're just going to come back through the 5.2, and then we're going to be much, much worse. And my fear is we're going to come back down way below 4.4. We could go, you know, go trade sideways and up and sideways and up, but eventually we're getting down in this range and much worse. So we can even look at the volume for DGB when we were right here going sideways, right? 1.127 million. We get down here 1.125. We get up here and we're already 1.126. So in this little area, not too bad. You know, when we're up here, 1.146. So once we get up even just a little further from here, we already cut by about 100,000 per minute. So that's what we're going to be watching tonight. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. If you want to donate, link is in the description. And if you want to join Tom's Army, link's also in the description. I do appreciate those donations, guys, because it allows me to do a lot for the community. Make no mistake about that. Stay true, stay blessed.